Okay. Yeah, I was saying that thanks everyone who joined us today. Thank you for joining on time. It's very great to see you joined us. And it would be even better if you can turn your cameras on so that we can see you. If you can do that, oh, perfect. Thank you so much. If you can do it, because it is a practical workshop. Like, will not be like just talking heads. We'll be discussing, we'll be sharing information, we'll be sharing a tool. So we really need your feedback and your active participation in this workshop. So thank you for turning the camera on. If you can do that, we'll appreciate that a lot. And let's just start.
Yeah.
I'll share my screen. Okay, let me share my screen. So today we're talking about trust and how to build trust in your team, and your virtual team, and your offline team, and your hybrid team, whatever it is. Yeah, of course, trust is a huge, like, very big topic. So today we'll be talking about one particular tool that enables you to start this conversation and to start building trust in your team. And if you use it, it'll be a massive, dramatic change with how your team performs, and most importantly, how your team collaborates. Let me just briefly introduce ourselves, and I'll tell you about myself. My name is Daria Rudnik. I'm a team architect. I'm a team and leadership coach. My background is HR and organizational development. I've been HR director for tech and telecom companies, and I was working for global organizations like Deloitte and Swedbank. And now I help remote teams build trust, collaboration, and become more effective and engaged. And I'm doing this with Raya.
Yeah, and my name is Raya Belinsky, and I'm a team and executive, so individuals coach. I'm working with tech leaders because I'm former data scientist. So I worked for 10 years as a data specialist. Now I'm working in the communication area, and I help people to be more effective in their teams. So today, I think we both with Daria will try to share with you our knowledge and bring you some tips or ways to work more effectively with your team. Yeah, let's start.
Mm-hmm.
So we did our part, and we really will be happy to hear a little bit about you and some information maybe that's not in every workshop people will ask you. So your name, number of brothers or sisters, where do you live today, favorite hobbies, your first job, and also a little bit really shortly about your expectations from our today's workshop. So who wants to start? Daria, maybe we can, yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. We don't hear you, unfortunately. Yep. Okay, well, it's Haka checking the audio. I hope you'll be able to tell us about yourself. Well, we have more participants here. So Hannah, Louise, Uri, if you want to introduce yourselves. Okay, thanks.
No problem. My name is Uri Gordon. Number of brothers and sisters. I work as an algorithm developer part-time, and also I have my own, starting my own business as consultancy. I did consultancy before, algorithms, machine learning, AI. I used to be an entrepreneur. Right now, I'm also kind of looking around, and that's about it. The computational neuroscience background.
Thank you for introducing yourself. We have here some interesting questions. Maybe you can play with us the game we are offering to play. Number of brothers or sisters, where do you live today, favorite hobbies, and your first job?
Okay, I came late, so I didn't hear the before about the game. Three sisters, Tel Aviv, Yad Eliyahu. Favorite hobby? Netflix. And first job.
Algorithms and machine
learning. Sorry?
Something except of algorithms and machine learning?
Something except?
Yeah.
No, I said Netflix. Favorite hobby?
Netflix.
No, it's Netflix or casual games. Yeah, casual computer games. First job. Can't recall actually. Okay. Probably. Maybe I was a tutor to a kid in school.
Great. Thank you.
And expectations?
I don't know actually.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you and joining for not knowing. Thank you.
So
no, Itzhak, we can't hear you. Unfortunately, that's so sad.
Could we do it on chat?
Now,
right?
can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you now.
Oh.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, so my name is Yitzhak Yarom. I have two brothers, no sisters. I live in a small, in a moshav near Ashkelon, which is called Gea. My favorite hobbies are off-roading and running. My first job, I used to sell PC books about computers and software in a small store when I was 16. I think that was my first job. And my expectations, well, actually, I was very interested in knowing what Raya does, so I joined to see this.
Thank you.
Is there something I forgot?
No?
No, okay.
Thank you. We see more participants here. I see that Svetlana joined us, Pavel joined us, Fahad joined us recently. If you want to, we'd be happy to hear your stories.
Hi,
Hi. Hi, good to see you.
Nice to see you too. I'm Svetlana Tsubenko. I have one sister. I'm from Ukraine, from Odessa, but now from war in Ukraine, I live in Bergamo, in Italy. My expectation from this meeting is to take from you exercises for trust to teams. It's interesting teams for me because now we dedicated some Scrum Master, and next their challenge it's to build trust in their teams, and from this it's interesting team for me. Thank you.
Thanks, Flan. Thanks. I think this tool is a good tool for Scrum Masters as well. Yeah. Okay.
So I will continue. My name is Raya, and I have one brother, and he lives in Ashkelon. I live in Tel Aviv. favorite hobby today, maybe a little bit badminton, but especially working. And my first job, I was a waitress in the coffee shop. And my expectations from today workshop that everyone will receive really something useful for him or herself. And we with Daria create some amazing leads for ourselves. Daria, your turn.
Yeah, thanks, Raya. Well, again, my name is Daria. I have one sister. I live in Rishon LeZion. My hobby is I like to teach my kids English so that they speak pretty well. My first job is librarian. And my expectations from this workshop is to give you the tool that you can use yourself, that you can go to your teams and use it, and like there'll be 1 or 2 or 3 teams that will be happy, engaged, and more productive and effective. And to do that, I really need your participation, because I can't explain the tool, but you'll not be able to get it unless you try it. So what I want to do, my expectation is to try out the tool so that you have questions, you ask the questions, and when we finish, you go out and you can use it. Anyone else wants to share? Like, we have a couple minutes for 1 or 2 shares and introductions.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. Cool. Thank you. Hi.
Yes. My name is Anju, and I have one younger sister. And currently, I am in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. And my hobbies as on today, I can say it's baking, little bit baking I'm doing. And my first job was as a recruitment consultant in a small consultancy. And expectations from this workshop, I can say, like, I was a little bit intrigued about this topic, so I thought I'll get some tips and this one from this workshop. So here I am. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, I think we'll have more time for more introductions if you feel that you want to do that. And well, shall we go on? Yep, perfect. So what is trust? Raya?
What is trust? I think everyone has his or her own meaning of this word. Expectations from home or from culture, from the company, from a lot of sources. But when we are looking on the effectiveness of teams, the trust is the like a basis of everything, because when we have trust between people, we can share our opinion, we can solve the conflicts, and then we can create the commitment, accountability, and great results. When we don't have trust, we can't really solve conflicts. The conflicts are we are combining them, and it's like a weight that we are collecting during the months, years, and then we just can't, it's too big, and we just switch jobs. Also, when we don't have, we can't solve conflicts, we say something that yes, I will do this, and especially like the real situation that we don't. We are holding one another from being accountable, not taking action, and like the results are more, we are achieving results to from our ego point, to like from competition point, from our from who I am and not who is the company and what is the company and what are the goals of the company and what are the goals of my team. Yeah, and also we want to share that if you have any questions during the workshop, please jump in and ask during the workshop. We will not have questions at the end. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please be. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, what happened when we have trust and when people know how to share their weaknesses and their mistakes, and then the manager or the boss or the co-worker or sometimes it's a body for some period of time, they support you, they give you all the knowledge and advices and maybe also send you to some books or literature or courses or whatever, and you're free to ask for help. You are not only on solving the problems, you are also to create this ability to create, to create new things and not only running after the results. Yeah. And when you can share your weaknesses and mistakes, like all the things that we are sharing, it's not like a black or white, like you 90% of the time you are sharing your weaknesses and mistakes. It's not the issue. The issue is to give this opportunity to the people and to be free with this, but also to achieve the goals of the company, of the team, performance goals, and to grow with the team. Yeah. Any questions? Okay. So now what happened when we don't have trust in our team and people don't speak? Managers or team members don't really know what are the weaknesses of people, and also during the interviews or during the workshops when you have these tasks about tell me about your weaknesses and tell me about your great things that you do, and people really need to think about what should I present to look good. So this is the game of looking good. It's not so authentic to create great results to the team. Yeah. And people hesitate to ask for help, and also they are not offering help because they think that I will take someone else's responsibility, and then if I will take, they also will come and take. So it's not a basketball game when everyone working and really interacting together. We are working as individuals in teams. Yeah. Thank you. So when what happened when we lose in trust? We just like people who don't have trust in their teams, in their companies, they create all this negative energy and they are going home, and they share with their relatives and with their family, because they need to share this information in somewhere. So it's not only our companies are not effective and not create great results, but also our families, they affected from this behavior and from this loss of trust. And yeah, this is it.
So thanks, Raya. And we talked a bit about like what is trust and what you have when you don't have trust, and how does it pay off when you have trust. The question that I hear a lot from leaders when we start discussing trust is, okay, let's say we have trust, but then my team will get into some comfortable zone that they don't want to work, they don't want to excel, they don't want to perform, but I need super achievers on my team. So I probably don't want to create this kind of trust, because I'm afraid that, well, they will be too comfortable and they wouldn't want to work extra hours or do some extra work because they are like comfortable enough. So there was a researcher, Amy Edmondson, who did like a lot of work about trust, psychological safety. And what she says is, well, yeah, if you have high trust but low standards, if your goals are not aggressive, if your goals are not ambitious, your team will fall into the comfort zone. But you can have both. You can have both. You can have those big goals and you can have high trust. And if you have that, your team will go into learning and high performance zone. But if you don't have trust, if you have these ambitious goals, if you have this desire for great results, but you don't have trust, your team will fall into anxiety zone, and they will not be able to be there for a long period of time. Anxiety zone is the reason for burnout. So if you want a long-term performance, what you need both. You need high standards, you need ambitious goals, and you need high trust. But what kind of trust is that? I mean, trust is a big word. It means so many different things to different people. So I want to share with you this model of 3 C's of trust. What is the capacity for trust? And when we talk about teams, we can say that it consists of three elements. So the first one is a trust of capability. I trust you because I know that you're an expert. You can trust me because I've been working for 15 years in people development. Probably I know something about it. You can trust Raya because she's been working with tech sector for many years. She knows how to develop people there. I can trust you because you have certain experience. And well, there is this trust of capability. But that's not enough. Another thing that you can have on your teams is the trust of character. I can trust you to talk to you about my family. I can trust you to ask some questions and get feedback. I can trust to talk to some people on my team so that they are good fellow co-workers, and we can have we can go out and have beer together or a cup of coffee or whatever. We have pretty good relationships. But that's also not enough. There's a third part, that is trust of communication. And when we talk about trust of communication, it means that when we are in a group, on a meeting, can openly share our ideas, concerns, questions, and mistakes. So that no one blames us for our mistakes, but discusses them as a learning opportunity. When you have trust of character, you can share some of the concerns with some of the team members. But it's a completely different situation when you can share them in front of a group. So when you have this trust of communication, where you can openly share your concerns, where you can be vulnerable, when you can be innovative and creative, not afraid of being judged, that's when you have trust of communication. And that's when you have this capacity for trust for your team. So it's trust of capability, it's trust of character, and it's trust of communication. And we often know about trust of capability and trust of character, but we often forget about trust of communication. And today we'll start working on this trust of communication as well. And again, when we talk about how trust develops, it's not just like you have trust or you don't have trust. It has certain levels. And the first level, well, you probably know that it's trust in self. If you don't trust yourself, you will not be able to trust others. So trust in self is the first level. Then we can talk about trust for tasks. And that's kind of similar to this trust of capability. Then when you trust your coworkers, you can have this conflict of ideas, because having a constructive conflict in a team is like very, very valuable. You can not underestimate it. It's the reason when we innovate. It's when you don't have conflict of ideas, you'll just get stuck. So when you have enough trust, you can discuss ideas without judging each other's opinions. But there is a next layer, and it is trust to feel anything in this team. I can experience fear, anxiety, like energy, boost of energy. And if I'm able to share it with my team, it means my team can support me and we can work together. And there is the next level, is when the team and when the trust becomes the sort of competitive advantage of your team. When everything you do is built on trust. It's the level of high performing team, high value creation teams who bring value to their stakeholders and bring to the team all the learnings, all the mistakes, and develop through that. So the tool we're going to share today is more about the levels of trust and conflicts of ideas. We're not touching the topic of feelings and energy. So it's like there's a lot to do within the team trust. But we'll talk about trust, the tasks, and conflict of ideas. And when you have them, you can experience the 7 aspects of trust in a team. So like you can use it as a checklist. Well, in your teams now, do your team members want you to succeed? Do you do what they say you'll do? How you can like keep confidential information, how you can learn from each other. So these are the aspects of the team trust. And the other question that I hear a lot is, okay, well, let's just hire a bunch of team players and they'll be great. They'll build trust themselves. Let's just give them some time. And eventually over time, well, they gain some trust, they'll be able to perform. We don't have to do anything special about that. Well, unfortunately, that doesn't work. This is the screenshot, the slide from the Edelman Trust Barometer. Edelman Trust Barometer is a research on trust made every year. This one is 2022, that's the most recent one. And it says that distrust is the default. It means that by default, people don't trust each other. When a new member joins a team, the team does not trust this new team member. And this new team member does not trust the team. They don't trust the new leaders. They don't trust the new organizations. There is no trust by default. So what you need to do is you need to proactively start building this trust within your team and not just letting go it and thinking, well, they'll figure it out themselves somehow. And again, as Raya said, if you have any questions, just jump in, either raise your hand, turn the mic on. We'll be happy to hear that. So I think that's enough theory for today. Let's jump in to the actual work. And I'm going to share in the chat the link to the Miro board. And we invite you all to join this board. Can you please, well, I don't know, raise your hand or say something in the chat or say it out loud. Have you used Miro board before? So that we know like how we can work together. Have you used Miro board before? If you have, either raise your hand or say something or type it in the chat. No one? Okay, there's someone. Not really. I haven't. Okay. Okay. Well, that's perfect. Let's try it out. So please join the board. I'll stop. Okay, I see some people joined. No. Can you please follow the link and join the board? So we build this pyramid. Svetlana, yes, thanks for the question. Do we build this pyramid from the top to the base? Yes, we build this pyramid from the top to the base. It means like we start with trusting in ourselves, and then we go down, and then we have the base for team performance, which is energy. Okay, I see Svetlana's joined the board. It's hard. Fahad, do you have like any challenges joining the board? Can you do it so that we know how, like, should we wait for you?
I'm in the process of just signing me up for.
You don't have to sign up, actually. I mean, you can do it, unless you want to. I mean, you can do it anonymously.
I don't want to, but just a second.
Okay. Okay.
I think I'm in.
Okay, I see you in. Yeah, perfect. Great. And Fahad, I see you haven't used the board. Okay, well, you're trying to join. If you have any problems, just type it in the chat, or like I say it out loud. For those who haven't tried, I invite you just briefly to go to this board. Let me bring everyone to me so that you see. Okay. Now you all should be able to see this board and just play with it a bit. Just tap on this yellow sticky note, pull it this way, another way. Like click on the red circle, move the red circle, play with it a little bit so that you feel comfortable with the board, and then we move forward with that. Yeah, okay, I see you doing that. You can't, yeah, this one is locked. You can't do anything with that. Yep, okay. So you can change objects, you can move objects. So that's what we do on the board. I mean, it's good for the remote teams, but if you have your offline team, you'll be able to do the same things with the real offline posted notes. All right, now let's go to the actual tool, and the tool is, we're going to talk about the team charter. Raya?
Yeah, team charter. We will start from a little bit information about yourself. Like we have here 4 participants, so it's like team of 4. And everyone, we want you to write maybe your name, and to write your strengths, and to write something that you need support from the team. Why we are creating this? Because this way we can really support each other, know each other better, and also add or remove team members to create more effective teams. Yeah,
Where am I supposed to write it?
Here you have the block where is the name, and then the role, and your strengths, and the support that you want to ask from people. Yeah, Daria?
Yeah, I write it as an example. So the first thing when you start working with a team, whether it's a new team or and I mean in all team, you start with defining who is there, who is on the team. Like you will not believe it. How many teams did I see that, like, when I ask, okay, who's on your team? Well, we have like this person and this person. About this person, I'm not sure whether this person's on the team or not. So there can be some uncertainty about who is, like, what is the team? Who are the team members? It's pretty clear on the functional level, but when we talk about the executive teams, well, there's lots of uncertainty there. What is the top team? What is the executive team? What is the project team? So the first thing we do is we define the team members, people who need to be working together and to achieve great result that they will not be able to get on their own. So team is not the sum of individual contributors. It's the team has purpose that they can get only by working together. So that's the first thing. And thanks for typing your names there. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Ilana, we invite you also to.
I'll share the link again so that.
Yeah.
So in the chat box there is a link to Miro board. So if you follow that, you'll be able to join the work we're doing here. Oh, yeah, Alan, I see you on phone. It's hard. Okay, thanks for sharing this. But Miro is not the best thing to do on the phone, and it's hard. Thanks for the picture. That's amazing. That's very lovely.
But Ilana, if you can, maybe you can write it on the chat, so we will add it to the Miro.
And while you're writing that, while you're typing that, there are two blocks, which are strengths, and I need my team supporting. And that is kind of also an indicator of trust. So when you go to your teams and start using this tool, you'll probably notice that people are quite okay in like writing their strengths, but it might be hard for them to like think of and actually express where they need support. And there can be different levels of that. Some people will not write anything. I don't need any support. Some people will write some, I don't know, some unnecessary, not relevant stuff just to, okay, I've done that, just get rid of me. Like, don't talk to me anymore about that. And some people will write the actual need. And when you look at that, you'll see the level of trust, so to say. That's the indicator of trust for you. Do you like, are your team members ready to share their strengths?
Mm-hmm.
So it's both. It's a good thing to know about your team members, but it's also sort of the first indicator and the first thermometer of your trust.
Yeah, and it's also like during this task when you're working on this, you know, me and Daria, if we are managing this task, we will not know if you are saying the truth or not. But if someone from the team will ask or will say maybe to me or to Daria as part of the team, like, look, what are you writing? It's not so true. It's not this, this is not your weakness, or you don't need support with this. I think you have more like to open this not to call conflicts, but maybe the hidden zones, something that people try to hide. And maybe only this small task can create also a great changes in performance and in effectiveness of your team.
Mm-hmm. So shall we go further? What do you think?
Yeah, just Ilana, sales operation.
Yeah, I put her on the card. Yeah, there was a card for Ilana.
So do you want to, like, Itzhak and Svetlana, who are really playing the game with us, how it's for you to feel this board, how to like to share these things with people who you see first time, like not with your team, with us? What do you feel?
Well, I'm careful not to expose anything, let's say, private.
Mm-hmm.
Only superficial superficial stuff, even though they are relevant to my work. So that's what I think.
Okay.
Thanks.
Svetlana?
Yep.
Ilana?
Yes.
What do you think about the task?
For me, it's okay. I have done this before, like sharing, I don't know, strengths and things like that.
Okay. So
I don't think before with strangers, but I don't think this is a problem.
okay, awesome. Thank you.
Raya, did you ask me something?
How is the task to you? Like, what is to share these things, the strengths and the weaknesses with strangers?
It's interesting exercises for me. I use it too for my teams, and it always works.
Okay.
All right. We spent kind of a lot of time on talking about trust and team members. Maybe we'll speed up a bit. We'll see. So the next thing is ground rules. So how is that we want to work together? Again, one of the biggest mistakes of teams is just thinking, okay, we'll figure it out somehow how we work together. But it happens that people have different expectations and conflicts arising because of that. And we don't know how to solve those conflicts because, well, we either avoid them or we jump into them and just fight, or we do something else. But we don't have like the agreement of, okay, if we have a conflict situation, how do we solve it? How do we know that everybody who wanted to say something, they had their chance? How do we know that people who didn't say anything, they don't want to say anything, or they don't have to say, like either they don't have anything to say, or are they just too shy? How we support our team members who like are not like us? How we support the newcomers? How we hold our meetings? All those little things that, well, somehow they're either like small or irrelevant or seem natural, but it's not like that for many people. So the next thing we do together is we write the ground rules, and that's how we do that. And I need your help with that. If you could tell me, what are the rules for your teams? Or what kind of rules would you like to have for your teams? Just name it. Any rules for a team, like be on time? What else?
Speak only one.
Okay, what else?
Be respectful.
Perfect.
What does it mean, be respectful? What exactly do you mean? Not to use French words, be on time? What does it mean, respect for you?
That's a good question. Maybe better to say or don't get emotional. That's something that I don't know how to phrase it exactly. But
Okay, that's perfect. I mean, you can phrase it, well, for now, you can phrase it any how you want it. I put them all in, be respectful, keep the volume down, don't get emotional.
For me, it's to respect the differences.
Okay, and again, the same question, how do you know that you respect the difference? Like, what do you do to respect differences?
For example, there are different cultures in the team, so you need to respect the different cultures.
Okay. Okay. What else?
All ideas are important.
What else?
Finish the meetings on time.
Perfect. I love those. So how much time you have? 40 minutes.
No cell phones.
Okay. No, on time. Great. Okay. Thanks for all of your ideas. No cell phones. So what do you do when you are with the team, when you're doing this with your team? You kind of ask them to type it down. Well, now I did it for you, but when you work with a team, it's better that everyone types their own thing. Because it helps them to like keep those things kind of anonymously so that no one knows what everyone is typing. So everyone is typing their own thing. And you will have lots of those different cards. Some of them will be like general, like be respectful, respect the differences, I don't know, be patient. Some of them will be like very specific, like speak only one. Some of them will be repetitive because people will think of the same things, and that's okay, that's good. So when you have all those cards together, what do you want to do next? Is you want to move them to another field where you want to vote for them. Okay, we have that many rules. Like we can't handle them at many rules. We just will not remember all of them. We need to have a certain number of very like specific and the most important rules that we will definitely follow. It's you can choose for yourself whether you want to have 3, 5, 10, or 25. It's up to you and up to your team and up to your team culture. But you want to define the number. Okay, how many rules do you want to have? And again, I ask you to come to the board and to vote. You have 2 dots. Take 2 red dots. Take a dot and you move it to the one that you think is important. And since you have 2 dots, you can choose 2 cards, or you can either choose 2 cards, or you can put both of your dots on the same card because you think it's super important. So I invite you to do the same, and let's see what are the most important rules for our team today. Okay. I see all ideas are important and no cell phones. Okay, no. Finish the meeting on time. I respect that. Yeah, I love this. Okay. Ilana, I know you can't move, but if you can say what are the cards of your choice, I'll be able to move them for you. All right. Ilana, whenever you're ready. Okay, all ideas are important. Perfect. All ideas are important. I think it's our leader. And you have another one to choose from if you want to. But anyway, we see the leaders. So you as working with your team, you see that the most important one is your ideas are important. The important one is finish on time, be on time, respect the difference, and speak only one. So now you have 5 rules for your team that you'll be able to follow. And now you can move to the next part of this team charter, which is team values.
Okay, so let's continue with the team values, and The team values is
Rai, you back? Okay, go ahead. No, you're muted. You're muted.
yeah. So team values, the samples of team values. It's like open communication, be honest, be creative, willingness to learn from your team members, from new resources, from courses, focus on goals and results of the team and company. Also something that I heard from like equal communication between every team member, like, and also with the manager. Yeah. So what do you think are team values that's important, or something that you I shared and you think we can try it, we can use it? I will use the equal communication. Who else?
I love honesty.
Honesty.
I would add honesty.
Okay.
What else?
I focus on quality.
On people?
Quality.
On quality. Focus on quality. That's focus on quality. Okay. Svetlana, if you want to add something, just you can say it or type it in the chat. Okay. So I think, like, for the sake of time, the process is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Right, go ahead.
The process is the same as we did previous time, but sometimes maybe as we did now, when you think about this first time and you still did not know what does it mean honesty, like after the meeting everyone will be super honest, and then it doesn't work. So this board is it's working. It's a breathing board. Yeah, you can use it, and then you can fix it, and then like you can do it like for this creation for number of meetings. Yeah. So the process is that we move the values, the team values, to the second part of the board, and then you vote, your team voting, and you decide what are the values of the team, and then we will go to the next part.
Mm-hmm. So when you have, like, you know who's on your team, you have the rules, you have the values. The next thing you want to discuss is roles. What type of roles do you need on your team? And the examples of those roles are, well, obviously you will need a team leader, but there are some like not so evident roles. For example, you probably will need a communicator on your team, someone who'll be like getting all people together for a drink on Friday or Thursday night. And you also might want to have someone who'll be able to communicate with the stakeholders. Like, I once worked with a team, and they had to present their ideas to the stakeholders, to the top management team. Most often, it is the team leader, but there was like a great communicator on the team. So the team said, we need like you to be as our like evangelist, is our supporter, is our communicator to the top management team. So we want this role to be on the team.
Yeah.
So the reason we do.
Yeah, I invite you like not to do these roles as a punishment. And you can everyone can try this role. Like I will do this role for 1 month, and then someone else, and then someone else. So all team participants will like really be professional in all these things, and then you can also like develop your team not only from the development or the knowledge perspective, but also from human being. And like you can, after the year, you can really move this person to the management role.
Mm-hmm. And Ilana, I see that you wrote the PMO. It's been project management. Is that what you're saying? Again, I once worked with a team, and they were like purely operational team. So they didn't have project management skills on their team, but they had some projects within the team to improve their own processes. So what they did is they like invited, okay, who wants to be a project manager for our internal projects? Who will support our processes of developing, like like leading this project, of managing this project? So they actually introduced this role of project management.
For example, I worked in a company that I was the PMO for the sales and marketing department, and everybody that has a project at those department, I was the PMO, meaning I was the person who was responsible to check every project. If the project was like, if the project has any issue or that cannot go on, I was responsible to help the person to check what was going on, and to help the person to really to help the person with that project, with another department or with the project itself or anything related to the project. I was the person that helped this person with sales or marketing. So sometimes it's good to have a PMO in the department to help with
thanks,
any
Ilana.
project.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. And Itzhak, you said that there's again, you check the values that you said, like you mentioned the value of quality control, of focus on quality. And probably if you have this value of focus on quality, you might want to have like quality control on your team. So you might want to have some quality assurance person or quality control person who will be executing this value. Yeah, Raya.
Yeah, and also like the roles, it's not like a project manager or software engineer. The roles are roles for effective team, like someone who will accountable that the meeting will start and will be finished on time. Someone who will be accountable that everyone will tell what they think. Someone who will be accountable to think about the happy hours and organize the happy hours. Someone who, and all these roles to create more effective team.
Any questions about that? Or can we move forward? Okay. Okay, if you have any questions like on the way, just jump in. And we move to one of the most difficult parts of this team chart, which is metrics of success.
Yeah, metrics of success, it's can be revenue, can be a number of people who are staying with us for more than 2 years, customer experience KPIs. What do you think? What else?
I would also only add one question, like, how do you know your team is successful? How do you know your team is achieving their goals? So that's the answer to the question. We know that our team is successful when our customers are happy, and we know that they're happy because the customer, the rate of the customer expectations rate is like this number. So what are your metrics of success? And I would really, really love to hear your, what are the metrics of success for your real teams, so the teams that you work with?
I'll start first. So my team is focusing on software development. So we don't have a lot of revenue or some business-like KPIs, and we're not online. So number of people is something that we cannot measure. So I would say number of bugs per release, time to deliver a release.
And also this board you can use as a manager to your team, and also as a board for all managers. Yeah, like when it's coming from the software developer team, and you're sitting with the sales, with the marketing, with the operation, with what are the metrics for success for everyone. It's another level of team. It's another level of metrics also.
Number of release candidates. So all about releasing.
Okay, so do you want to add something, or we will go to the next stage? So it's the same process. We are moving all the metrics, and we are thinking about the metrics, and really something that will help our team to measure our team. It means that everyone accept this metric, and everyone play and work and do everything to create the success for the team. Yeah, and it's very important. And then you choose and start working on this. Yeah.
Okay, so again, just a quick look on the team chart as a whole. So the first is team members. We know who's on the team. Then the ground rules. We know what rules are we following so that we can work together effectively. Then the team values. How do we want to achieve great results? Then roles. Who do we need on our team to be successful? Metrics of success. How do we know that we are successful, that we are efficient? And the final one is wow effect, wow events, some fun events. How do we celebrate our successes? And how do we use the learning opportunities? And it's very important. Again, I know lots of teams do that, but they don't kind of do it. Okay, well, that's a nice to have thing, like going out somewhere or having online conversations about something but work, about not related to work conversations, having some social connections outside of work projects. These are the very important things. These are small things that help to like a glue that keeps people together. So instead of just letting it go and okay, we'll see how it goes. Maybe some people will get connected. Maybe some people will want to get connected. We just proactively think, what do we want to have on our team so that we can celebrate successes, and learn from our mistakes. And this could be events like there was a team who had wine Thursdays. They online, that was an online team, so wine Thursdays. We all know about offline events, we can go somewhere, but online it's more difficult, and it means that you need to be even more proactive. You need to be even like initiate a lot more of those events. So they had wine Thursdays when they get together on Zoom. Someone was having wine, someone was having beer, someone was having water or coffee, and they were just chatting. It wasn't like they were not obliged to go there. It was like they didn't have to go there. So at some weeks, some people joined the teams, joined this meeting. Some people didn't join the team, those team meetings. The team leader was always there, but the team members changed. So they had those wine Thursdays to support their social connections. I know some teams, and again, when Svetlana told about Scrum Master, well, most teams within this agile framework, they have demo days. And demo days is one way of celebrating the successes. That's what we have achieved. That's what we've done. And you could think with your team, create and brainstorm any other event that will help you to note all the little successes that you have and could keep track of them, and to build those social connections. And if you want to share, like, okay, Lotram. Okay, thanks, Ilana. I see the metrics that you added. Do you want to add something for the events? Like, what kind of events do you have on your team or want to have on your team to celebrate success, to bring social, to build social connections? And Svetlana and Itzhak, well, yeah, can you share?
You know, I wanted to share that. Yes, sorry.
So I started to say that we usually have happy hour, of course, but it's the same as wine Thursday, I guess. Maybe some that's something that we never had, some off office happy hour, like going to a pub or something after hours of working. Demo days, well, we do it you know, at the end of the sprint we have a sprint review meeting, so we do also the demos there. So it's kind of a celebration, but not always, because sometimes it's with all the things that didn't work as well. So yeah, I guess that's all my imagination is capable of.
Thanks. It is a learning opportunity. So I mean, it's very important to talk not only about successes, but the learning opportunities. And it's great that you have it. Raya, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to like switch, like the wow thing will be to share the wow with someone else, like to volunteer or to help in some community. Because this giving opportunity, sometimes it's create more effort and more energy than beer and food.
Yeah. Thanks. And Ilana shared the bell deal. From what I understand is like when you have a deal, there is a bell in the office, or well, somehow notification to everyone. Okay, we have a deal.
Exactly.
Perfect. Great. All right. So that's how it looks, the team charter, when you have the team members, the rules, team values, roles, metrics of success, and those wow events. So what you might want to do is you want to like make a nice poster of that. If you want to do that, if you need that, you can print out the board, or you can put everything on this team charter. So you put the name of the team. These are our ground rules. These are our values. These are the roles that we have on the team. These are our metrics of success. And these are our wow events. And again, you might want those people to actually sign up to this team charter, and you ask them, okay, just type your name and move your name tag on the board to show that you agree. That you have actively discussed all those this team charter, and that you're ready to abide by its rules.
Yeah, like sign.
I mean, it's like a signature. Yeah, if you have an offline meeting, you can physically sign it. If you have an online, perfect. Thanks, Itzhak. You can move your name tag there. It's blank. Yes, so it's safe to sign it. We'll put something else in there. Yeah, but it's kind of a metaphor and an act of showing I do agree to this. So it's good to have it. And the other very important thing that we wanted to share with you is that once you have it, like once you have discussed the team charter, there might be a lot of questions on the way. There might be a lot of questions about team metrics, like what do we count as our team metrics? There might be a lot of questions about values and rules and roles and everything else. So it would be very ambitious to think that you'll be able to finish all this like team charter within the 2 or 3 hours. It should be an ongoing discussions. You might finish the first draft with the first session, but then set up some time to review it and to rediscuss it, to bring the new issues, and maybe something will change. So it's a living tool, not some like another post on the wall that no one looks at. Make it a tool that you use every day on how you make decisions, how you like solve the conflicts, how you set up the goals for your team. Use your team values, the rules, the roles, the metrics of success, and wow effects to like bring engagement to your team and thus performance.
Yeah, and also like from this workshop, you can also have this. I thought about the role. Yeah, you have someone who is collecting ideas. Maybe the ideas that you will not use, but someone who is collecting ideas. And then maybe next time or something, but because we are really aware all the time about this, about the solving, but not all the time we're using this. So yeah, so be on this board and use this structure once a month, I think, once in 2 months, and create effective teamwork.
Mm-hmm. That was our plan for today, and I would really love to hear like what are you getting, like what was the value of you from this almost 90 minutes. Did you learn something new? Will you be able to use it? So please share your feedback with us.
I actually didn't know this exercise. We use sticky notes a lot for retrospectives and things like that, but as an exercise for team charter building, I didn't know this, so it's very neat. Also, the tool itself, Miro, it's the first time I use it, so that's something I took also. Yeah, that's the 2 main things that I took.
Do you think that would be useful for your team? I mean, do you want to use it? Well, one thing to say it's a nice tool. The other thing is that I want to try it out. So like, on what spectrum are you?
Yeah, for sure. I'm thinking when it would be a good time for trying it out on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's something that I would really like to try out this exercise.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I mean, if you ever want to try it out and you have some questions about it, just reach out to me, Raya. We are connected on LinkedIn. If we're not, like, let's connect and ask questions. I mean, what I want to do is I want this tool to be live with your teams. So reach out whenever you feel that you have a question about it.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Ilana, Svetlana, can you please share what you think?
I liked it. I think it's very structured. For my team right now, I think only the part of the wow and the last two parts are I can use it. Like what do you think is success? This is the thing that I can use with my team right now. The success part I think is the best one because I can use with them, but the rest I don't think I can use with them right now. But what do you think is success? I think it would be very useful with them.
Thank you. Svetlana?
Thank you. We use some part of this desk, and we didn't use yet space about results and success and celebrate. For me, it's new. Thank you. It's very helpful. And yeah, I work with creative teams, and we use more creative space because it's young persons and they need more colorful and not standard maybe framework and desks, and we use in other way, but it's for me a very good tool for my structure system mind. It's very good to grazie.
Thanks. I mean, Miro is a great tool. You can be very creative there. Like I am like personally very structured as well, so I like those charts. But you can go creative here as well.
Awesome.
All right. I think it's time to say that thank you very much for your participation. It was great talking to you. It was great like going through this tool with you. I was happy to hear your rules, your roles, about your values. And again, reach out to us whenever you feel you have a question about that tool.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for coming and enjoying with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.